bathroom. And it's a pain. Every single time I need to go in the bathroom, and it happens to her. Yeah. Like, I'll be ready to go to bed. That's why these next have a half now. I wish every day I had two bathrooms or a mattress.
First, for everyone that's on the phone, this is the Spring Mountain Summit second election meeting. I know that there was a little bit of confusion earlier with another community for the meeting time. So I just want to make sure if anyone is not on here that is for Spring Mountain Summit, please remove yourself from the call. And I am showing 7:01 on my clock right now, and I don't see anybody in the waiting room. If more people join, I will certainly go ahead and submit them in. The first thing that I want to do is welcome everybody. I'm Rebecca. Jack is not with us this evening. David's not with us this evening. It's me. This is the second election meeting for Spring Mountain Summit. As you are all aware, we did not meet quorum for the last time when we met. So we're holding this as part of the bylaws for the second election meeting so that we could obtain quorum. I will tell you that we are still shy of quorum. We're not much shy, but we are shy of quorum. So we are still unable to finalize the election portion of this meeting at this time. I did send out a reminder a little bit earlier this evening or late this afternoon. So if you have neighbors that you know that might not have submitted in their proxy, drop them a note, give them a quick call, something, and just ask them to submit to make sure that we can go ahead and get the proper votes. And Jocelyn, I see your question about how you traditionally do it. However, per the documents, it actually has to be a separate meeting. So we're, in accordance with what the attorney has recommended, we are going to adjourn this meeting and we're going to actually reconvene again on the 23rd of December once we can get notice out to everybody. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. But again, we're not very shy, but we are shy. So please ask. I will send out another, reminder when we announce this meeting to ask people to submit in their proxy. And I'm sorry, I'm reading questions and talking at the same time. So my apologies that my eyes are moving back and forth right now. So Jocelyn also asked, when is the budget being shared? That's going to be mailed out. I'm getting ready to do that. That should be mailed out by the end of this week so that you all should receive it next week, a copy of the budget. It'll be a separate mailing. I only became recently aware that had not been mailed out, but we will rectify that and get that mailed out to everybody so you all have a copy in hand via mail. So with the point that we are shy of quorum, we do want to at least touch base. I know that a lot of questions came up last time about the stairs, the roofs, some of the lawsuits that are open and some different things like that. What we're preparing right now is a summary. We wanted to wait for tonight to see if we made quorum so we could include the election in the announcement as well and the update to the residents, to all of you. But since we didn't meet quorum, then, that's a moot point at this point and won't be a part of this update. But the plan is to send out an update to all of you. It'll be by Friday. We're going to include the update about this election and information about it. We will send out notice right away, though, about that because we're required to have 5 days notice till the next meeting. And since that's planned for the 23rd, we need to get notice out right away to everyone. And we will do that. It will include updates on the step stairs situation, the roofs, and again, like I said, the lawsuits. So all that will come out to all of you by Friday for those updates. And Ryan, you're asking about waiting for people to join. I don't have anybody in the waiting room right now. There were a couple people that came in a few moments ago and I did let them in, but there is no one currently in the waiting room. Jocelyn, we do have a board member present right now that I see. Corey is on the call right now. I do not see either Tom or Dave right now. So also what I'm asking all of you to do, those that are on the call, and I will probably include something to this effect in this update that we send out for Friday. I know there's a lot of open issues with your homes with different situations. And since I'm kind of still new and coming aboard, trying to catch up with all the things that are going on, it's a lot to wrap my head around, quite frankly. But I want to get things resolved as soon as I can. I know it's not as fast as some people would like. However, I'm going to ask your help in doing it. And what I'm going to ask you to do is when I reach out on Friday with this update, I'm going to ask residents that have like outstanding issues that have not been resolved to please send me a brief email as to a quick summary of what's going on so that I can help get these things resolved and we can kind of get them in line or get work orders issued or whatever it is that we need to do. So I have another question about, yes, frequent updates. You're right, Ellen. There should be frequent updates on major issues, and that's what we're going to start to do. So I'm going to start that with this Friday. So this Friday, the first update will go out to the community on these big issues that everyone is aware about, knows going on, the board is working on, and all that kind of stuff. And we're going to put that update out on Friday. And then we're going to try to keep that on a regular schedule. Now, regular schedule, it's not going to be weekly because there may not be any movement. If something really crazy happens that we need to update residents on because we have some big movement in something, like one of the cases or in reference to the roofs or steps or anything, we'll send it out. Otherwise, I'm probably looking at an update once a month with something like a caveat in between there in the middle should something come up and change from the last update. That would only be if there's a change in the update. I realize you all need to be updated more, and that's kind of my job to make sure that I do that as well. And that's what I would like to do for all of you. So thank you for that. You're absolutely correct. You do need to get more frequent updates on major issues. And that's why I'm also asking for your help. Thank you. Appreciate that. That's why I'm also asking for all of your help to kind of make me abreast of some other issues. Maybe the board's not aware of some things. Maybe they are. Maybe things have kind of gotten lost in the shuffle, just different things. So I want you all to help me kind of try to catch up so I know what those open issues are for all of you. There are a couple lawsuits going on right now, and those will be included in the Friday update so that you all know what that means. Well, Jocelyn, ideally, yes. I know that could be a long laundry list of things, and I might be asking, like I might be glutton for punishment here a little bit. But I'm not sure of any other way to make sure things are addressed properly. So if I have you as one person sending me one email with your bullet items, like with your address or whatever addresses they're in reference to, and a brief summary of what your issues are, I think that might at least help me to organize things a little bit and make me aware of everything that's there. I'm not saying it'll be resolved yesterday, so to speak, but I'm going to do my best to get things moving forward so we can get them resolved in the future. That is my goal. And email to me is the best way to do it, just because I have it all in writing and I can kind of keep myself a little folder file of things so I know what's open and what's going on. So hopefully that will work, and I'm kind of crossing my fingers on that we'll be able to get things moving forward here. My goal, and I think that of the board, is to keep the residents more informed, and that's all the residents. I know there's some residents that we don't have email addresses for as well. So if you could encourage your neighbors to submit those to me, or if you happen to help somebody out that maybe doesn't have an email or they don't use it very often, at least if I can get the email address so they receive emails from us, that would just really help keep people informed as well, when they just may not be really, not everybody's great on email and on computers. Let's face it, I'm certainly not tech savvy. I can do email, but there's a lot of other things I need help with. So everybody's help is really appreciated, and I would appreciate everybody's help to get things out there to all the residents. Thank you, Christine. I did not see that. I appreciate that, and we will mark your vote for the next meeting on the 23rd. Thank you for sending me that. So really, as far as business goes, unless you all have some more questions that you want to throw out here, I will take some time and answer some of your questions. Please know that updates, like I said, on the stairs, on the roofs, and on any lawsuits that we have will be sent out Friday. I will get that all out to you by Friday. And then we will also follow up tomorrow with an update for this meeting, so everyone knows what happened this evening and what our next step is moving forward. You're welcome, Christine. Other than that, our next step would be to actually adjourn the meeting so that we would just move on and start and get ready for the next one. But I will take any other questions if you have them. Pick up your towel. Pick up your towel.
Hey, Rebecca.
Yes.
Can you please send me, if you have it, a list of the? I missed the last meeting because I'm in Central Standard. I moved to Tennessee.
Okay.
I joined the whole hour late to our last meeting. Can you please send me the current who is running so I can make an informed? Oh, I'm sorry.
Ryan, what's your address?
My email address is ryanguthier@gmail. I'll put it in the chat.
Okay. And what's your address? Your address for Spring Mountain?
My unit is 3532.
3532. Thank you, sir. And I will send you the voting information.
Thank you so much.
You are welcome. So somebody asked if the quota goes down, the quorum goes down for next meeting. Yes, that is correct. It does, Ellen. It doesn't go down. What the bylaws say is that it is quorum then is met by the number of people that have voted. So that 50.01% becomes whatever it is of the folks that have already voted. So if we stay where we are right now, that's 48.26%. So that means that becomes quorum at that third meeting. So that is exactly what it is. Financials, what have been about earners and arrears. So Francesca, we can't share necessarily specific information about arrears. And we can't share like a delinquency report because it is private and it's residents' names and addresses, and we can't disclose that information. However, what I will tell you is that the association is working with legal counsel and collections, to file lawsuits and things with those owners that are delinquent. So there's a process that we follow in order to collect those accounts. And the delinquencies have gone down. They have been collecting on some. There are some, obviously, that you have to write off to bad debt. There's foreclosures and different things that happen, bankruptcies, that sort of thing. And the board, thank you, Ryan, I got your email.
Don't check the towel.
And so that is something. And then to look at financials. So if you're registered on the Connect website for Spring Mountain Summit, you do have the ability to look at the financial statement. What you can see on there is the P&L, the profit and loss statement for all the months past, and I think you won't have November out yet, so it'll be through till October of this year. So you can see the profit and loss statement, you can see the balance sheet, you can see a trends report. So that is already available to you if you have registered for the Connect website, for the Spring Mountain Summit Connect website. If you're not sure how to do that or what the link is or anything, if you shoot me an email, then you can just send me, hey, I need, link to the address, to the website so I can sign up, and I'd be happy to send it to you so that you can look at those financial statements. What else? What else can I answer for you? What else can I do for you this evening? On this snowy evening, I hope everybody is safe. I know that the snow contractors are out on site, I heard. Starting to do their removal. Good, very good. That is correct, Francesca. The accounts payables and receivables are not something that's open to the residents at large. If you wanted to actually view records, you could come to the office to do that. Right now, it's hard to do that because of COVID, since the offices aren't open and restrictions and things that are in place. In a normal world, you would be able to come into the office and make an appointment to look at records. Right now, we're just not doing that because we're not opening up the offices for safety reasons. Corey, here's a question that came in from Jocelyn, that there's a concern that the snow contractors don't know about the new stairs and sidewalks. Are they aware that they have those to remove snow from?
Yes, Larry was out from the snow company. He was out and he was walking around and showing the 2 sets of sidewalks.
Very good. Okay, that's great. Thank you for that.
I have a quick question. I wasn't able to be at the last meeting, so what were some of the things briefly that were talked about?
Melissa, that's good. The other thing that I'm finalizing are the minutes from that meeting. Hopefully, if I can get those to the board tomorrow to approve, I can put those out with the Friday update. If not, it may be more like early next week. And we'll summarize that information for you and get that out to all the residents as well. Do we have your email address on file? Is one thing to know for sure. And if not, then you can certainly email me and provide that to me, and I can make sure you're on the list for distribution.
Yes, you have my email.
Perfect. Then you will receive a copy of that. Well, I think we did that last time, Jocelyn, and I don't think we're going to do it again because not all of them were aware that something like that would be done this evening. So I don't believe the candidates are on this evening. I see one, Francesca. She is on.
I'm also on.
Oh, yeah, you are. I'm so sorry. I see. My apology. I'm trying to read the names fast enough to look, and you're correct. You are. A couple of you are. But not everyone is, and no one got notice about that, so I wouldn't want to give it an unfair, shake to everybody to have the opportunity.
I'm also on.
Yes, Jerry, I do see you. I'm sorry. My apologies for that. Yeah, I understand that, Jocelyn, and I know we did that at the last meeting. So at the very first meeting, all the candidates were aware that they would be speaking and have time to speak, and they did do that at the last meeting. We just did not do it again this meeting because there was already a meeting where that was done. So that was not pre-announced to the candidates that they would be speaking this weekend. And again, I wouldn't want to do that if candidates are not in attendance that would not have a chance to do it, being that they weren't aware or made aware that that would happen this meeting. That's the only reason. I just wanted it to be fair across the board. But I appreciate the thought.
I feel like I'm missing something. I feel like that was the point of this meeting.
No, so this is the same meeting as last time. Basically, our major point to this meeting was to try to get quorum for the election in the first place, because we didn't meet it at the last one. So that was basically the purpose. And then I just wanted to make sure that I let you all know in attendance of what you would be receiving, the update and that type of information, so we could all be on the same page and you would know what the expectation is moving forward with this election, as well as that update on the hot points in the community right now. So it wasn't to have them all talk again when they talked at the last meeting. Mostly the purpose is to try to get quorum so we can have the election and have the board members put into place that are elected by you all.
There is some new. Most people here know, like he's kind of new to this. He doesn't know any of the. He hasn't met or heard from any of us, so it might be good for him to at least introduce him to somebody.
Well, again, that's fine. My only thought is there's candidates that are not here on this, and they are not going to get the same treatment that the rest of you that are on this meeting right now, because they were not told in advance that that's what would be done. So that's my only reason. Like I said, I'm just trying to make it fair across the board to all the candidates.
Rebecca, why did Jack say at the beginning of the last meeting, November 14th, that it was not about quorum, when I told him that a shareholder had knocked on approximately 40 doors and they never received the supposedly post that was put on their door, when 76 occupants are renters? And he specifically said, with Gerard Beatty was there in my house and two other shareholders that are witness, he said that November 14th's meeting was not about quorum. And then we get an email 2 days later from Laura stating we did not meet quorum.
Well, quorum's always important, obviously, because we can't have an election if we don't have quorum.
But why did he say that then?
Pardon me?
Why did he make that statement?
I don't know that. I can't answer that question. All I can tell you is that we have to have quorum in order to have an election in the first place. And so that was the first meeting in order for us to try to obtain quorum. And some questions were asked and the candidates got a chance to speak. And then that meeting was ended, and then this meeting backed up so that we could again try to get quorum so that the election could actually become final.
But he specifically said it wasn't about quorum, which is contrary.
I can't go on what Jack said and why Jack said what he said. I don't remember the context or anything, so I can't speak to it. All I can tell you is we have to have quorum, and these meetings for the election are allowing us to do that. And according to your bylaws, we have up to 3 meetings in order to get that quorum met. And then the third one, we're able to move forward with however many votes there are.
Right. And there's also in the bylaws that if the board members don't, are not participants in these meetings, that they should receive disciplinary action. And Dave has not been to either the first election, our vice president, and he's not here today. And nor is Tom Doem.
I will take a look at that, Francesca. I can't tell you that without looking at the documents because I don't know. I would have to look into it, and I will certainly read up on that after the meeting to find out exactly what the wording is for sure.
You should let him know that Tom had an accident.
Tom couldn't make the meeting tonight because he had an accident and he is recuperating from that.
I will look at it, Francesca. Thank you, Corey. I hope you.
And what are we doing about the bulk trash that's been there over a month? You need approval from the board.
I got that. The bulk trash was halted by the waste trash people due to COVID. They took our trash, our recycling and bulk containers. They stopped that. Once everything with the COVID is cleared, then they will resume that. We have to actually do special calls, see if they'll even come and get it. If not, we try and take it and put it in the dumpster itself.
Okay, it's been there over a month, and we also have trash from when the contractors were there putting in the sidewalks, the temporary sidewalks. I mean, it's looking like a dump. You know, I mean, our property values have gone down. We continue to award bids to Bill DeGuaria, paid in full, and continue to award him additional contracts, which makes no sense to us.
Bamboozle.
Yeah, Francesca, there hasn't been any more contracts awarded to Bill DeGuaria. That's over.
And you're supposed to get 3 bids. Where's the 3 bids? And and why did Dave Berkey resign? And why were we not notified? And why did we switch from Lindsay Insurance to John Lambros in White Plains, New York? And where's the meeting? Where's the minutes for that? And why were we not notified? Why are shareholders not being notified about big decisions?
And that's what we're trying. That's at least what we're trying to work for to rectify. I don't have the answers to all those questions because I'm not aware of those things.
Corey's there. He has the answer.
Right. He's a board member. He's the acting president.
He's the president. Answer the questions, Corey.
We switched over to the insurance company because of the claims that were put in from incidents that happened here. We were not insurable by that company. So we end up
that's not
having
true.
to go get another one.
That's a lie.
That is not true.
No,
I was
it's
on the
not.
board at that time. That is not what happened at all.
We know.
This is Jocelyn. I strongly took exception to you guys changing the insurance company. We ended up paying more for less. We have a higher deductible. We ended up paying more money for less. I was very upset about that.
The board could have grills.
And
No,
where's
it
the
had
meeting?
nothing to
And
do
where's
with
the
grills.
minutes?
Yes,
Where's
it
the
is.
minutes, Corey?
Yes, it is, Corey.
Look, everyone, hold on a second, please. This is not. We're not going to.
It's a meeting. This is what we do at
This
meetings.
is
where's
what we do at our annual meeting.
I understand this is a meeting and we talk at meetings and we ask questions at meetings, but calling
Right,
people.
but we're not getting answers.
I understand what you want answers, and that's fine, and we want to be able to give you answers, but at the same time, we have to be respectful to everybody that's on here together.
One person at a time and everybody.
Nobody was respectful to us when they stole from us.
Nobody stole from you. Nobody stole from you.
You stole. I'm looking right at you.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Look, this is look, folks, I will not stay on this meeting. I will end the meeting. We're not going to do this. We're just not going to. I'm sorry.
Because if there's going to be
We
baseless
deserve an
claims
answer.
put out that people stole money from resident owners here and everything, then this
But you
meeting
kept
needs to end.
awarding it, Bill DeGuaria,
It's
contracts after contracts. You're supposed to get 3 bids.
If
Where's
you-
the bids?
If
Where's the minute?
minute? You're an idiot.
We are.
People put contracts for.
Where's the 3 bids? Why did you keep giving awarding him bids and paying him in full?
So
Owners want answers.
Understood everyone's answers. Again, I don't personally have all the background. I do know that in reference to Bill DeGuardia, the reason why that he was awarded certain contracts was because he was willing to take payments over time. Other contractors were not willing to take payments over time. So that was
So usually contracts work this way. You pay a third up front, then in the middle of the job, after the inspection's done and permits are pulled, then you pay another third, and then at the finale of the job, that's how contracts work.
understood.
He was paid in full, and then continue to get the stair contract, the painting contract.
Oh, I wonder why the roof keeps leaking. It was bamboozled.
Yeah, you're right. He took advantage. He did, and that's why that.
But the board approved it. The board approved it.
They allowed him to.
Yes, we did. We approved the contract. If you go back to the days of Drew Larson when he ran this place, I found paperwork down when we got him out that he didn't even pay bills. When we called contractors to come to do work, they would not come here because we had a bad reputation of not paying the bills.
Well, the reputation's even worse now.
No, it's not worse now.
Okay.
It is not worse now.
Court, with all due respect, you can't blame Drew for your failure. You cannot. You need to be a man and admit that you failed. Okay? You did. You failed, and you paid somebody to do work that you did not look and you did not check the work. So you failed.
And so,
and you
all
know
right,
what?
so because I didn't get
You failed.
because I didn't get a ladder and climb up on the roof 3 stories, I failed.
Yes.
Excuse me, sorry.
You
Sorry,
failed to get it
no.
inspected. You failed to get it inspected. See, you can't be. You know what?
Yeah.
There's no
It's
sense
just-
like
yeah.
somebody who won't admit they failed. How many times did I ask over and over again to put the money into escrow and not keep paying Bill? And not one of you on the board would comply.
Okay, so we know that the whole thing with Bill DeGuardia is an issue. And the board has approved a lawsuit to be filed. You will get that updated information for Friday. So everybody will have that information. We will give you what information we can legally in relation to the lawsuit. Know that the board and the legal team are working in order to recoup your funds for that work. In the interim, they are going out to bid for the roof, and the steps are in process. Things will be moving forward. So I would really like us to concentrate on moving forward to improve things and not going backwards if we can. I know you're all extremely frustrated. I know it. I feel it. I see it. I hear it. In emails, in your voices, in everything. I just want it to be better for all of you, and I want us to be able to move forward to get beyond,
Part of that board.
Well, better for all of us is the present board just stepping aside. We shouldn't
Yes.
even go to this vote.
Correct.
Well, that being said,
They failed us.
and we're going through the proper channels of having an election, which again, if we had quorum, we could have solidified that last time or this time. We don't, so we'll make sure it'll be solidified by next Wednesday night's meeting.
You have to notify them.
Board members are, we will announce them, we'll be able to announce them that evening to you all, whoever joins in on the meeting, and then we will follow up with a notice to the community after that evening.
And you do realize in the bylaws under the treasurer that we shareholders have every right to review the books. My attorney has sent you back in September a letter requesting a date and time, which got ignored, like many other shareholders' request, like Gerard Beatty's, who hand-delivered it on November 2nd to First Services, and also emailed it.
Right,
We have every right. It's our money.
I understood. I understand that. I get that. I totally get that. And I'm not saying you don't have a right to look at them. It's just with the way things are right now, we're not opening up the offices for that. I would have to talk to my corporate office to find out what we're doing in those instances. So let's say you wanted to come in and look at the books. I'll go back to my corporate office and I'll find out what our policy is right now through COVID as to what it is for people to come in and look at records. I don't have a problem with you coming in to look at records. I just have
Then
to
why
find-
are you ignoring my emails? You
Well,
said
I'm
you wanted
sorry.
my email, but you ignored it.
I'm sorry, I don't remember seeing that email, so my apology. I will follow up with it, double check my emails, and look up your emails so that I can respond to you. In the interim, I will reach out to my corporate office to find out what our process is for that. Right now,
And has Specialty Metals, have they submitted plans for the steps? Has Specialty Metals submitted plans for the steps yet?
You're gonna get all the updates on Friday. You'll get all the updates and everything so that all the residents can have the same exact update, and you'll have all the same information for everything. Everybody will get the same update on Friday. It will be sent.
And if we're dissatisfied, how do we get an emergency meeting so that we can have the current board step down? Because they're not fulfilling their fiduciary responsibility to us.
Okay.
And they're being very neglectful.
You could possibly have a change in board come next Wednesday. So if you're going to look to have the board step down right now, you've got to follow the procedures in the bylaws. I don't know them off the top.
Okay. Well, you know what the bylaws also say? That we're supposed to have a meeting the second Tuesday of September, which was September 8th. And if it gets postponed for any reason, it's supposed to happen within 60 days. November 14th is 67 days after that. So they're already in violation.
Understood.
We're supposed to get everything by mail. That's another viation.
No, your notices can be hand delivered or via mail. So you have both those options.
But owners don't live on site. A lot of owners don't live on
They
site.
get mailed. I mailed them. So like this notice that you all received for this one, we emailed it, hand delivered to those owners that are on site, and then mailed it out to those owners off site.
And how do we know that even happened?
I talked to off-site owners, and they said they didn't get it. They didn't get it for the first meeting. They didn't get it for this meeting. So
I definitely did not get a letter.
I can print it and send a copy because I approved the mailing.
Ryan didn't get it. Jerry, I didn't get it. There's people a lot of people on here that aren't on here tonight did not get it. We talked to these off-site owners who didn't get it.
Well, I did mail them, and I have a whole list of what addresses they were sent to. So I have an actual confirmation of mailing, and I have the list of the addresses that they were mailed to. So unless mailing addresses have changed,
I didn't get anything.
I'm not aware.
I didn't get anything. Email, that's it.
And do you live on site or?
Yeah.
We brought this up at the first meeting, and Jack said, "Yeah, we mailed everybody. We did it. We're going to do it again." And no, you're not. It's bullshit.
Well, we did. Like I said, I did mail out.
Nobody got them.
I'm telling you. Well, I can't explain the mail. All I can tell you is I have proof that I mailed things.
You can't explain the mail, but
I mailed them to. So
Yes.
if everybody makes sure that their addresses are current in the system too, so make sure we're sending things to the proper place, that would be helpful on Connect. I would
I
appreciate
can
that.
explain the mail.
I'm sorry, Ellen?
I can explain the mail.
Yeah, you're right. Ellen, you're right. I already know you're right.
Yes, you can. Mail's a day, yeah. Mail is a day.
10 plus days behind.
So that's that's what we're doing right now.
All right, well, that doesn't answer to the supposed postings that went on the door the day, before November 14th. A shareholder knocked on 40 doors. Nobody got any postings on their doors on November 14th. And who's responsible for posting those, by the way?
So right now, at least what happened with this particular meeting, I can tell you because I was involved in it, and that was the board members posted on the doors. I emailed, and then I sent out the mailings to the offsite owners. So that's how that's how they were delivered, and that's what will be done with this next meeting as well. I will take that list again of mailing that I have, that will go to our offsite residents. They're emailed, and then the board will deliver to the doors.
I believe Ryan just said he didn't get one.
Yes, he did. I heard Ryan say that he did not get one.
There's another one. I haven't heard one offsite owner say that they did get one.
Then I can't explain that because, like I said, I know they were mailed out because I have the receipt that shows that they were mailed out. So I do have that information.
That's a pretty.
I don't know if it was the mail. I don't know if it's addresses. I don't know. I can't explain that.
That's a pretty bad percentage. And how are we supposed to believe that? Really? How are we supposed to believe you that you sent them all out when none of the ones that we've talked to said they got them? Got notice. This is why I suggested to you a couple weeks ago in an email that we have a third-party election committee because we can't trust what's happening here.
I can show the
How are
proof.
we supposed to trust the count?
Understood. I understand that your trust has been
Broken?
dashed down, broken. That's the word. Thank you very much, whoever just said that. Broken. All I can tell you is I'm doing what I can to do what's supposed to be done. And I know that I mailed out those letters. That's all I can say to you. I do, like I said, I do have the proof of it, and I can, I can't
What
show
proof is that?
I can't give everybody that.
Certified mail? Were they sent certified mail?
No, just regular U.S. mail. They don't have to be sent certified.
So then how do you prove it?
Because we do it through a third-party mailing company. So they provide us a receipt to show what they mailed out. And then they provide a copy of the addresses to us.
Well, we would love to see that.
I can show that. I will not be able to show that people's addresses because that's private information. But I can show, I'll look at the proof and see what parts of it I can supply out, and I will provide that with the update on Friday.
I don't live on site and I received stuff in the mail, but I had a question. Did anything get sent out about the insurance being switched? I don't remember seeing that. And when did that happen?
You mean from before?
Well,
I don't know when. I know you guys have been talking about the insurance. I don't know about the insurance. I know right now you have Philadelphia Insurance. That is who covers you, the actual insurance company that covers you. That is supposed to renew in January. We're working on getting some quotes right now for that renewal.
okay, so when that was switched from the Lindsay, was there anything sent out to the owner stating that there was a different insurance company?
Well, if you had Lindsay Insurance before, that's just the broker. So apparently the board had decided to change insurance brokers because Lindsay Insurance isn't like, they don't provide the coverage. They just go out and get the proposals for you for coverage. So that's
I'm sure what happened with that if anybody's interested. What happened
Yeah,
is
we're interested, Jocelyn.
it went down to the very, very last minute that I believe it was Tom brought in this Philadelphia insurance company. Super last minute. We were being pressured to sign at the very last minute. We were literally texting back and forth, and I objected strongly because I actually read the policy coverage and compared. And I do recall that at the time, I believe it was Jane, said that, if we had time, she could actually do a comparison so we could see what we were getting, but we didn't have time, and it was a big pressure to all agree to this. And of course, the four gentlemen voted in favor, and I voted against because we were getting worse coverage for more money.
Shocker.
But where's the minutes?
We were not being forced to change. It was just down to the time that we needed to renew the policy. Lindsay was not even given a chance to bid on the same specifications that were being offered.
She submit the minutes?
Right, and there's no minutes, and none of the shareholders were notified.
Well, it happened by text. Maybe why it wasn't in the minutes. But I actually sent to Jane and copied Rebecca at the time that I was very concerned about the way things go, and I actually wrote a dissent and asked for their advice and never heard back from either Jane or Rebecca on that concern.
Jocelyn, did you send in the meeting minutes? You were the secretary at the time. Did you send in those meeting minutes regarding all that details?
I raised the issue to how to handle it with Jane and copied Rebecca because I was so concerned about the way things went down and how it was being rammed through at the last minute, and I didn't agree with the change. So,
but the discussion at the meeting, you were the secretary. Did you not have that in your meeting minutes?
That's the point. Is it wasn't done at a meeting. It was done because it was left to the very last minute. It was done via text message.
So there was no meeting.
It wasn't captured in meeting minutes because it wasn't done at a meeting. What happened at a meeting is that we talked about that we needed to renew the insurance.
So is that just a sneaky way of getting around things and not letting the homeowners know?
Of course.
Well, it was a procrastination situation, I believe. But, when business comes up and you have to act on it last minute, it was a question of we had to have coverage, and rather let it just renew with Lindsay, they wanted it to go with this Philadelphia company.
Barbecue.
And what I was told by Jane, because there was a meeting I wasn't allowed to participate in because a certain board member who's no longer on the board refused to allow me to participate by phone
because I hurt my back, I was told that the reasoning had to do with something about grills. I wasn't at the meeting when that discussion happened. So
There's no doubt about
there
it.
were no minutes taken because I wasn't at that meeting. I wasn't allowed to participate.
Shocker. There was nothing, it had nothing to do with grills. The fire marshal for the township here said that because we're concrete, he would permit us to have a grill. The insurance company had nothing to do with it.
State law.
State law, bro. The fire marshal would never say that. It's state law.
Well, he said
Grills
it.
on the balcony. Sweat it. Let's see your brow sweat. Go ahead, bro. Come see me.
But you did get a nice girl.
And nothing was even announced about a change in grills. I didn't know that was actually something that even changed.
Right, and we have a resolution to that effect that Dave Berge and Tom Doman signed back in March of 2013, I believe. And then Lindsay Insurance agency sent us, written notification. And it's the National Protection Agency forbids that. It's a violation. You can't have gas grills or open wood stoves on covered balconies. It has to be within 10 feet of structure. And we're not in compliance.
Corey said that Marshall told them that they could have.
Well, I guess my concern, like I stated before, is that I know I wasn't personally, or I don't believe I was notified as an owner, and I believe that's something that is supposed to be done.
That is correct.
Yes.
We're not notified about any big decisions.
Like that. Yes, you should be notified when your insurance changes. You should be notified about major contracts. You should be notified about those different kinds of things. They are, like I said, bidding out insurance right now. And once a decision has been made, you all will be notified. It's through a broker that is checking on proposals for insurance coverage with different insurance companies to find out the best price that they'd be.
And who's the broker?
The broker was Gary Neal was his name with
John Lambrose Company Inc. in White Plains, New York.
Shocker. Could very well be. And I also put on First Service Residential has an insurance partner, so I've also kind of put them on it to see what we can do in order to try to get you a better premium as well.
And why don't we have an independent CPA? Why does First Services control all of our funds?
Well, that's why you have an audit done every year. When you have an audit done every year, that's checking everything. That checks us, that checks the whole work. So that's why.
Did we not fail our audit last year?
Not that I'm aware of, but I can't tell you that for sure since I wasn't involved, but I don't think so.
Who did the audit?
Don't know. I would have to look that up. I don't know who did it for you.
So in general, if as a homeowner, I wanted to get the meeting minutes from the board or any other type of information, I would have to go on the Connect website?
That's correct. I mean, that's the easiest place to get the basic information, yes.
And Rebecca, does the board have the ability to upload or delete from the Connect portal? Or is that just for services?
That First Service controls the uploading and whatever of documents, not the board members.
Okay. Because as of November 2nd, there were no financials. The financial analysis, it happened after November 2nd. That Tamara uploaded them.
They were there when I looked. I'll double check to make sure that they haven't.
They're there now. That happened after November 2nd, after Gerard and Beatty and I went to see First Services in person.
Oh, okay. And then they were opened up to you? Is that it? So you couldn't see them before then?
No, they were not there.
Oh, well, they had to be there because we upload every month. And I know because I can see them.
They weren't there, and I talked to Tamara about that. I worked with Tamara on that over the phone one morning back when I was still in the hotel. So before November. And she had spent a couple hours with an IT reloading the site with the minutes and the stuff that was missing. So she updated it then.
Okay,
She
so
had
normally she would do, but she can't upload the financial statement. That's only done by the staff.
Had the IT do it.
You're not allowed to upload that information. That's done directly by them. What may have happened is private, and she might have been able to have them mark it public so that you all could see those financial statements.
Yeah, they were missing.
Right, and I'll have screenshots proving that.
Well, you wouldn't be able to see them if they were marked private, so that might be why it looked like they were missing. But if there was any that were up there, they wouldn't have been missing at the time. They just wouldn't have been.
Because I showed her, I gave her the screenshots and I showed her what was there, and she's like, no, they're supposed to be there. And she went and she got the First Residential ITs to install them for us. Yes.
Oh, so there must have been an issue then. There must have been some
Wow, straighten it out. But she did it.
Okay, good. Well, I'm glad she did. I'm glad she did get that done.
So the question was, like, why weren't they? She kept telling everybody that they're there, but
Sure, she obviously didn't realize. Yeah, she didn't realize that they weren't there. They're there. I can see them. So, yeah. And I could see them before, so I know they're there. There just must have been an issue on that side of the program that for some reason you all weren't able to see them. But as far as I know, they are there for you all to view. So if you do continue to have any trouble, please let me know, and I can work with our IT department to correct it.
There was some there and some wasn't, and that seemed to be like a problem. And it looked like some people said they saw some, and then some disappeared. So it was very. It
was kind of weird.
Yes, it was very weird, and it just raises more questions with everything going on this year around here. It just raises more questions with trust
and integrity and ethics.
Understood. If they're not there. So if they're there now, that's a good thing because you all are able then to view that information. And like I said, if you still find something's missing, please reach out to me and let me know. Like I said, I can't promise I can do it yesterday, but I'll get it on my list of things to do so we can get that stuff corrected, and I can have Laura help me out as well. You all, I'm sure, know Laura, so I can have her help me with some of those things too. Yes, Ryan, that's probably a valid point. I understand the thought process behind that, yes. Ryan said if they were private then and not accessible to property owners, then they weren't there. And yes, that's a fair point. That's a valid point. No matter why they weren't there and not accessible, they weren't. So that's a valid statement.
It just seems like a lot of things are done secretly, without notifying the shareholders. Remember, you're the property management company. We pay you.
Understood.
It's our money. We need to know where it's going.
Understood. Absolutely agree with you, Francesca. I'm not disagreeing with any points that you're making at all whatsoever. And that's what I'm hoping we're going to do moving forward. We're going to improve the communication. You're going to get the information. And we're going to try to keep things as open as we possibly can. And if you have questions or you don't see something, ask me. Ask myself, ask Laura, copy both of us. You know, get it to
both. And we just get ignored.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. I'm still really trying to get a handle on a lot of things. A lot of the insurance claims that are out there, there's very many. I really am just trying to wrap my head around all of it and get myself up to speed. And believe me, it's not a 1 week thing or even a 1 month thing. And with any community, I'm not just saying Spring Mountain Summit. I've done this. I've been in this business for 23 years, and you know, when you take over a property, it's a lot to try to get yourself caught up to speed, because that's kind of why I'm asking for everybody's help as well. When I send out the information on Friday, when I ask everybody to please just give me like a little bullet list of what issues you have that are outstanding so I can follow up with them and try to get those all moving in the right direction for you. We're starting the update communication this Friday. And I know it seems small little things, but I'm just trying to get everything moving forward as best as I can.
And November 14th, Corey said that we do have money. We just don't understand why. We don't have a roof that's repaired, staircases that are condemned. We have infiltration of water through the green siding. Our community is falling apart. No one can get we're not FHA approved. So owners are forced to rent their properties because they cannot sell them. Our property values have depreciated at the failures of the current board.
And we are working to rectify all that and get things moving forward. Like I said, that's my plan, is just to get us moving in a positive direction going forward to get all these things addressed. And that's why I'm asking for your help to do that.
We've been waiting for years for positive movement here.
I know.
We don't know what the board's up to. It's kind of secret, but we know what they're not doing. Their due diligence. These steps were a disaster. I've been complaining about them for 10 years. These steps didn't have to get like this. Basically, you just a little bit of paint and maintenance on these things. You don't paint over the rust. You take care of your property. And so this is what they're not doing. They're not taking care of the property. And you can walk around here and you can see this. So they're not doing what they need to do. So again, trust in these people is not there.
I know, and I understand that, and I get that. I do. I really do understand that, and that's why. I understand you're not going to trust me either. I fully expect that, anticipate that, and understand all that. What I would like, the only way that I can show it is by moving forward and doing some positive things in the community, and that's what I'm going to try to do. And then hopefully, as we move forward and you see some differences, then that I can hopefully turn some of that around, and that's what I would like to be able to do. And that's all I can say to that point. I can't make you trust me right now just by telling you to trust me. That's empty words, right?
Right. We need to see some action. We need our property. I mean, there's low income housing. Their properties are pristine. We pay outrageous in association fees.
Yes.
We should be spectacular, pristine.
And I understand that. And that's why I said me saying, trust me, we'll get things done is empty words. And I get that. I just asked for a little bit of time to try to move forward with it to show you that we're going to try to move in a positive way. That's all I'm asking is for just a little bit of time for it. That's it.
Rebecca, Jerry Butcher here.
Yes, sir.
Just for clarification.
Yes.
At what date and time will we have the final results of the election?
So the meeting will be on the 23rd, so I can have the election results out on the 24th.
Okay, so we will know who our new board members are as of the 24th of this month.
That's correct. You should actually know the 23rd if you come to that meeting, because we'll know. I mean, obviously it's quorum at that moment, no matter how many more people vote between now and then. Will have met quorum per your bylaws, because it says at the third meeting, those that have voted, they constitute the quorum. So I'll be able to tell people on the call, on our Zoom at that time, what the results were. And then formally, I will put out a notification to the entire community on the 24th.
Okay, so that there will be a meeting on the 23rd, and we will get notification of the time and et cetera,
Yes.
et cetera.
Absolutely. Okay. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Thank you.
I would like to share something about First Service. I realize that there's a lot of high emotion right now because of all that's going on, but I have to say that the challenges that we're facing are not because of First Service. They're because of the board and their failure to act, their failure to respond to emails, their failure to do their job. And over and over and over again, I don't know if you know, I mean, Tamara was outstanding, and Jane was amazing too. The problem was the board wouldn't let anything happen without 3 votes, and then they didn't bother to respond to their email. So First Service has taken on so much more. I mean, they're contracted to us. They're not supposed to be full-time to us. They are part-time, and they have spent so much more time than what we pay them for. And I think you need to bear that in mind, that we are high maintenance right now, and they're doing the best they can. I think we need to give them a little bit of a chance to get caught up, given all that's gone on.
Another reason for the board to step down.
Yeah, and I'm 5 months in, and I'm still displaced. Still displaced.
Yeah. Yes, you
And
are.
Philadelphia Insurance is horrible in handling claims.
Well, we got Chris.
Jocelyn, I totally agree with you on what you said about First Residential. The problem is First Residential works for the board. The board failed us. The board's not doing their job. You can't even get in touch with the board. And you're absolutely right. First Residential is going over and above what they're contracted for. So I agree with you.
So then why wouldn't First Service ask the board then to step down, since they're causing them so much extra work?
Because First Residential is not our board.
No, we're not you. We can't. We help. That's what we do. We work with you. We can't make decisions. We can't do anything like that. We're not owners in your community.
Okay, so then should we start emailing the board members?
Well,
They won't respond.
Right. That's a catch-22. It's a catch-22.
Rebecca?
Yes, sir.
Jerry Butcher here.
Yes, sir.
If I may insert here, as you just stated, the 23rd, we will have a new board. At that point in time, whoever is elected and will be on that board will be responsible for everything going forward. And hopefully they will address the issues that we've been talking about. They will work with you, First Residential, to make the relationship better and get to the bottom of this. Us discussing what has happened in the past is not going to fix anything going into the future. We need to go from the 23rd, when we have new board members, hold them accountable such that they are doing what they say they will do. That's the answer to this whole situation. Not all of this looking backward, not all of this finger pointing and blaming, but going forward, resolving the issues that we face today.
You're right,
Agreed.
but we need to get that new board in there.
That's all.
That's going to happen. That's going to happen the 23rd, regardless of what anybody wants that or has said up until this point. That's going to happen. So it's their responsibility from the 23rd on to do the things that we just talked about, or everybody else has just talked about, in making sure that they're responsible, that they're responsive, that they work with the First Residential, that they follow through on the actions that they are asked to do as a community.
Yep. Wrap it up.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Is there anything else that we can touch base on for you before we say good night for the evening and for everybody to be safe during the snowstorm?
With the snowstorm, I am concerned about the roof. We're going to have up to 2 feet of snow sitting on a roof that we know is not in good shape. So I don't know if there's any need to clear the snow from the roof, but that's something that might need to be considered.
And how about the skylights that are cracked?
Yeah, I will. I'll work with the contractor to find out how we typically handle that kind of stuff on the roof. It's been 2 years since we've had any snow. You know. So,
what about the equipment? What about the equipment that's up there?
I don't know. I'm Francesca. I don't know of what equipment is up there, but I can follow up with that. I don't know what's up on the roof.
Stuff was left behind.
Okay, I will look into that. I don't know what's up there.
I have drone footage and satellite images of that equipment being up there, which is sinking.
Okay.
Rebecca, I think it might be appropriate too to have an email to all residents about shoveling off their balconies and being aware that there are ground floor people who are then going to have all this snow shoveled into their area.
Okay.
So people need to be considerate.
Okay, got you. I will do that.
But definitely with the weight and then the freeze thaw, it's really important, I think, that people get those balconies cleared off.
Understood. Yes, I had forgotten about that. Thank you. I do know that they're also that needs to be done. Lisa, you had mentioned again about the cleaning of the hallways, that they're not accountable and there's still like cobwebs and stuff. If we're seeing cobwebs and dirt and stuff like that, then that means they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. So I need to be aware of that so I can reach out to them to hold them accountable, and I will do that.
And who is the cleaning crew?
I don't know that, Francesca. I have to look that up and find out. I don't know who your contractor is. But I will find that out and who it is so I can follow up with them. We have that information in the database. I just don't have it in front of me since I'm on the Zoom.
Yeah, I think we should move away from hiring owners for doing any work.
I'll look into it. I'll see what it is, and we'll take it from there.
I do want to say I know that Etta has been doing cleaning and Tom has been cleaning and has not charged the community for it. So I do think people be aware that they've been doing it just to support the community.
And why did Dave Berge resign?
It's 8 o'clock.
I don't know that. I don't know that answer.
And why were we not notified as shareholders? And where are the minutes for that?
Don't know that. Well, there doesn't have to be minutes for a board member to resign. Board member can resign for personal reasons. They can resign for whatever reasons. They're moving, whatever the reason is.
I believe he was asked to resign.
I don't know that. I don't know that. Because when I came aboard, he already was not here.
Dave went and gave us a email to the board and said because of his job and working at night, he's worked 2 jobs or 3 jobs. He just couldn't make accommodations anymore. That's the reason he gave to the board.
Okay, and why were we not notified as shareholders?
Personally, I did not know that you had to be notified when there was a change of the board.
Absolutely. It's a big decision.
Yeah, and again, Francisca, that will be something that we definitely, we'll definitely strive to improve that communication moving forward. That's one of the big things that I know is an issue in the community, and you all should be aware of different things, and we will improve that communication. That is a huge goal, and a big part of all this is to keep the lines of communication open.
Do we have any acting board members at this time, or just Tom, Dave, and Corey?
Those are your 3 board members right now.
And why was Dave Daciato, again, not part of this meeting?
I don't know why he could not attend the meeting. I was not made aware. But I will look into that, what you mentioned earlier, Francesca. I will take a look at it. Okay, folks. I thank you all. Thank you all for coming out tonight on the snowy evening. Although I know you're all nice and warm in your homes. I appreciate your time. Be looking for the communication tomorrow about the meeting next Wednesday, and then be looking for an update on Friday. Thank you all. Have a great evening, and I will see you all on Wednesday.
Thank you, Rebecca.
My pleasure.